Okay, Tamara, we're going to do this 60 minutes thing now.
I'm Tamara Bavendem.
And I'm Craig Matthews.
This is the Neighbors Helping Neighbors podcast, sponsored by the Robertson County Democratic Party. At our October monthly meeting, Craig said he had a few things on his mind he wanted to share. And after listening, a lot of the folks said we should put it on a podcast. So here we go.
Okay, Tamara, we're going to do this Joe and Mika thing. You be Mika and I'll be Joe, okay?
Sounds good, Craig.
Okay, here we go. Going to do a podcast. Last June, Tamara and I drove up to Washington, D.C. to participate in the veterans protest there. I got to spend a little time hanging out with Adam Kinzinger, and that was pretty cool. He was on the January 6th committee along with Liz Cheney and Bernie Thompson and Adam Schiff. He's a good guy. Hearing Kinzinger and his fellow combat veteran, Senator Tammy Duckworth, speak to a few thousand veterans just made us all proud to be there.
For folks who don't remember, Tammy Duckworth served as an Army helicopter pilot during the Iraq War. In 2004, her Black Hawk was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade, and she lost both legs and some mobility in her right arm. She was the first female double amputee from the Iraq War. In spite of her injuries, she got a medical waiver to continue serving in the Army National Guard for another 10 years until she retired as a lieutenant colonel in 2014.
We saw hundreds of cool and cleverly worded protest signs while we were there, but there was one sign where a woman had simply used a magic marker to write longhand letters that really hit home for me. And it read, "One day, our children and grandchildren may ask us, when it was all on the line, what did you do? And the only acceptable answer will be everything
Everything
we
we
could."
could.
Before we left the Capitol, I stopped by to see, excuse me, I stopped by to see 11 friends of mine whose names are carved on the wall at the Vietnam Memorial. I'll always remember them as seasoned combat soldiers, and they were, but they were also kids, all of them between 18 and 21, except for the old man, Captain Harold Jensen. He was 24. We always have a little conversation when I'm there, but for me, it's always more of a reunion than a funeral. Some of the faces have faded over time, but there's one guy, we called him Platoon Daddy, who's always there. Corporal Brian Estes had been in combat for nearly 11 months when I first joined Delta Company. Estes was the best combat soldier I ever knew. And he was always looking out for the new guys. He was a pretty easygoing guy by nature, but he could be a total hard ass when it came to teaching us how to stay alive in the bush. Estes was a short timer, with only a few days left to go in country, when we ran into a North Vietnamese Army regiment, and things got pretty hot. We were getting pretty well dug in when this brand new kid, who had only been in Nam for a few days, got caught out in the open and was hit in the stomach with an AK-47 round. Without hesitating, Estes runs out and scoops him up and was almost back to cover when another AK bullet cut him down. We put them both on a medevac helicopter, and the new kid lived. Estes had just turned 20 years old. That was the first time, but not the last, I came to understand the words, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." And I thought about my grandfather, Clarence Matthews, who fought in the muddy trenches in France in 1918. And I thought about my dad, Don, and his younger brother, Tom, who were in the Pacific in 1944 and 45 on Saipan and Iwo Jima, and their younger brother, Jack Matthews, who saw combat with the 25th Infantry Division in Korea. And I thought about my son, Jesse, who served in Kuwait in 2004. None of us were career military guys, and it's fair to say every one of us hated war. We went simply because that's what an American did. And then I thought about Donald Trump and everything that's going on in this country right now, and it really pissed me off. Whatever 4 generations of my family signed up for, it sure as hell wasn't this. As I was walking away from the wall, I did take some comfort in knowing that the Vietnam Memorial was the one place in Washington, D.C., where the great orange chicken shit would be too embarrassed to ever show his face. And then I thought again today about what's going on in America and what, if anything, a bunch of dedicated backwoods Democrats could possibly do about it. To put things into just a few words, we are in greater danger of losing the United States right now than at any time since the Civil War. Putting all the political talk aside, it's time to take a cold, hard look at the reality of what is happening and the reality of what we really are up against. It would take a couple of hours to go through the long list of Trump's criminal activities and all his violations of the Constitution. But in the midst of all this chaos, political turmoil, and deep divisiveness, we need to take a moment to consider just a few things that we do know for sure. We know that Donald Trump and the people surrounding him are dead serious about replacing American democracy with an authoritarian dictatorship and with him in charge. This is not wild speculation anymore or some kind of political diatribe. This is real. This is now. We know he has clearly demonstrated an obsession for acquiring absolute power, and that given the opportunity, Donald Trump will destroy anything or anyone that gets in his way. There is no such thing as enough power for Donald Trump. We know by now that Trump and his band of criminals, and yes, they are criminals, Stephen Miller, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Kristi Noem, and that pathetic son of a bitch, Pete Hegseth, and their growing army of well-paid thugs they call ICE. All of them are completely ruthless. There is no law they won't break, no lie they won't tell, no person they will not destroy. We know Trump has virtually complete control of both houses of Congress right now, and he's hell-bent on attacking almost daily the judicial system from the Supreme Court on down. In addition to all of that, we know the bastards have virtually unlimited funding to do what they want.
So what do Democrats have, Craig? And what can we do to stop them?
Well, Tamara, at the moment, not a hell of a lot. But one thing is clear. If Democrats don't take the House in 2026, it's going to be game over. There won't be any coming back. We know it, and the Republicans know it too. But one other thing I want to say is right now it's no longer a matter of Democrats versus Republicans. It's the United States of America against Donald Trump. And one side's going to win, and we're not, at this point, we don't know sure. We're not sure which one that is. With all that said, what can we do right here and right now in Robertson County, Tennessee, to stop these people who are hell-bent on destroying the country so many fought and died for? It's pretty clear that our only chance is to do everything we can to get a Democratic majority in the House in the 26 elections and to gain every possible House seat we can in the meantime. What we can do is to get our Democratic candidate, Afton Bain, elected to Congress in the December 2nd special election. What we can do is to get millions of pissed off Americans out in the streets every chance we get to peacefully protest against those who are clearly intending to destroy democracy as we know it. And if we're going to win, we have to keep it peaceful. We absolutely cannot tolerate folks on our side using any form of violence. Period. I'd like to ask anybody listening to do me a favor here. What we can do is to encourage everyone we know to watch the movie Gandhi and ask them to share it with everyone they know. Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, they showed us how everyday folks can come together, rise up, and beat these bastards. It can be done. The bottom line, if there ever was a time for us to lay it all on the line, that time is now. If you have never voted in your life, the time is now. If you were ever going to participate in a political campaign, the time is now. If you were ever going to make phone calls, or if you were ever going to go canvassing door to door, the time is now. If you were ever going to make a vitally needed political donation, the time is now. The time is now because right now may be all the time America has left.
Thanks, Craig. Your words moved me again. The Robertson County Democratic Party is providing opportunities for you to participate in getting Afton elected to the seat that was abandoned by Mark Green a few months after he was elected. We will be hosting an early voting kickoff on November 8th from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Robertson County Senior Center. In addition to food and fun, we will provide opportunities for people to learn about phone banking and canvassing, and we will have a table for writing postcards. If you would like to put out a yard sign for Afton, please leave a comment on our Facebook page or email me directly at outreach@robertsoncountydemocrats.org. Again, that's outreach@robertsoncountydemocrats.org. No matter who you may have voted for in the past, we welcome you to join us in our efforts to preserve democracy. Thank you.
Omeka? we got her done.
We got her done, Joe.
All right. We'll see you all next time around.
Bye-bye.